And so if we had known what we know now, we would have never signed to a label. Like we could have got on radio
Yo,
without
y'all
the
could have
label.
really killed independent. Yo, y'all could have really killed independent, like really
But Drake,
independently.
Drake hadn't come out yet to show us that we could do that, or Tyler the Creator hadn't come out yet to show us that we could do that. You know what I mean? We was before our time with that. And then plus it wasn't on social media. We depended on distribution. Like you had to have a distribution with MCA Universal or somebody, Sony or BMG or somebody like. So it was just a little before his time with that, man. But yep.
Because speaking of blackface, that's one of my favorite. Just like the interludes.
Yeah, that was growth. We grew.
Planet A, Planet Solitude and Content A.
Yeah. We always try to put some kind of spiritual little thing on each album, whatever.
I was gonna ask
that was so that's what that was all about. We always had to, do it that way. At least just one thing to dedicate to the creator on each album. And so the first one was Lord I Come, and the second one was Concert A, that If I Gave.
And then later Planet Solitude.
Yeah, yep. So, we showed a little growth on that album. It took a little while to do. And it was a little before its time. People finally kind of like caught up to it later. It was like, yo, you know what? That album was dope though, actually. Like it was like that. Because the sound of it wasn't a New Jack Swing of what was out at the time. It wasn't the real neo soul of the India.Arie, of the Bilals, of the D'Angelo. It wasn't that, it wasn't a Jodeci, like the hardcore R&B sexual kind of, it wasn't a Silk, it wasn't a Boys to Men kind of like nice guy, beautiful, lovely, romantic, it had those elements. It was this other thing. What is that? And because it wasn't totally able to be like mouthpieced out real cleanly, it wasn't kind of recognized in that moment for being what it actually is recognized as now. People really like, yo, I love that Blackface album, but back in the day, it was a little bit, it just was out of context for a second or two. It finally caught on after a while. But it was my favorite too.
What I love about it too is like, and let me know if this is purposely done. It's like it started off slow, and then once the middle hits, it hits you one of those interludes, and then it got different elements. It's like hip hop, a little bit of New Jack Swing, like.
Yeah, we started building like that. Like we were big on building, even constructing songs. We wanted to build, so we were like, because you got Darnell and Mark. They like music majors basically. Even though Mark graduated with a degree in zoology, but Darnell came in with as a trumpet player, music education major, and so they were all about music theory and build. All those little techniques. They really took those serious. They were real friends with Howard University's jazz band. Was our actual band, was the jazz band from Howard, the star player from the jazz band. So music theory and building and those techniques, we really, they were on deck. We were learning from them, so we really took that kind of stuff and put that together on purpose like that. We were trying to really have some quality to what we did, some forethought from the concept of the album all the way to the way that the thing laid itself out,
Yeah, because it seemed like you guys purposely do that in every album, even to like the last one you guys did, Musically Yours.
Yeah,
I love
that.
We always
want to show some kind of build. We always wanted to build, momentum. You got to have that momentum. Got to build momentum for people to follow it. You can't be herky jerky with the momentum.
Because it's kind of like you guys kind of had your because people was doing harmony, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like you guys kind of had your own sound, like it wouldn't be the same patterns, you know what I'm saying? Like it was different. Mm-hmm. It was way different. And like you said, I think it was too ahead of its time.
That was the influence because we had. You know what that really was? That was the eclectic nature of our group because everybody wasn't from one place. Like me and Darnell were close. He was from New Jersey. I grew up in Boston. But the fact of the matter is, you got Mark, who his favorite, like me and Darnell was hip hop heads. Like I influenced any hip hop you heard coming in there was coming from me and Darnell's influences. But Mark was from Miami. If any hip hop, he liked Luke and the bass sound. But his favorite musician was Prince, and so his chords. He wasn't coming from like how me and Darnell was on some D'Angelo, like that's our hip hop soul. Mark was just on some pure like chords and melody. So when you hodgepodge all that together, our harmonies are not going to be the typical like New Jack Swingy harmonies or the guy. We love that. We kind of have some pull from that, but we got pulled from so many other different. And like Carl was from New Orleans, so all the New Orleans kind of stuff that they got their own thing in New Orleans, just like how DC got his own thing with go-go. New Orleans got their own kind of thing with music and chords. So all that come together and together it created this own little thing because we like I said, we didn't grow up together. We met at Howard, so those influences kind of like got put in the pot, and we kind of created, and all of them came kind of to the front, and they all tasted good.
And because I keep realizing you keep referring to Howard, right? And I know because I introduced you as Dr. Garfield. Uh, did you finish school at that time? Like, because you got a
No,
record
I
deal,
didn't.
or did
When
you?
we got
Yeah,
our record deal, I had one class left to go at Howard. I had a I think an expository writing class, and I think a gym class that I had been avoiding. Left. So when we got our deal, I hadn't graduated, but Mark had graduated, and I think maybe Carl too, but me and Darnell didn't. But so when the group was out for a while, I went back to school. We were living in L.A., so I went to Cal State Northridge to go back to school. But by that time, like 15 years later, the requirements for my major had increased by like something like 20 more units. So I had to take maybe like 4 more semesters worth of classes just to finish that undergrad, which I did. I got a 4.0, got my undergrad finished, and I jumped 2 years later, went into the master's degree program at Georgia State for African American Studies. I got a fellowship. They paid my way. I won the award for my master's thesis, the Asa Hilliard Award. And then I went and I made it into the PhD program at Georgia State for the Educational Policy Studies program, and ended up getting a top award-winning dissertation for that one I was just telling you about, called Soul in the Can. That's the name of it. And it was just like I just did that to just max out to see how far I could take it. I've always been curious about knowledge, and I just wanted to see how far I could go. And I wasn't really concerned about being a professor under that structure. I saw enough to know that I don't like that style of hierarchy over me, like in that kind of realm. I didn't want to be answering to no dean who's putting pressure on you to get a grant just to pay your own salary. Like, nah, money, that's not gonna work. And then you're not gonna give me my proper supports that I need to run my programs. It's gonna reflect badly. Like, I didn't need all of that. So I got my PhD not to be that. I got my PhD for the legacy of my family and for me to see how far I can reach to get and what I could accomplish, and then to be used in posterity as somebody that might inspire somebody else that's in the music game that knows that they don't got to do an either or scenario. That if they smart in their own mind and they musically inclined, they could do both and instead of either or. So I just want to represent that both kind of paradigm. You ain't got to choose. Your parents, somebody making you choose. Nah, do all that, man. You know what I mean? I did it. I really did it at a high clip. Platinum as an artist and a PhD. Like, that's as high as you can. So you could do it. And I'm still me unapologetically. But I have the gray matter to trust me. Don't challenge me. You'll see. But I don't have to carry myself like that corporate white model, like that thing of what people, I earn my stripes. I got awards, but I'm still Garfield. And it just proves to me that I've always been the same dude. So I didn't even need that to validate this guy. So that lets you know that this guy out there, a lot of the guys that'll look like me, that'll talk and walk like me, could be that PhD too, looking like that. It's here. It ain't this necessarily. So, I always used to love the fact that like Russell Simmons and people like that, when I would see him on Def Comedy Jam, as much money as I knew he had and all that, he was always rock the Fat Farm sweatsuit though. You know what I'm saying? But he was Russell Simmons with the Black American Express card in them commercials and all that. You know what I mean? But he was rocking the sweatsuit. He didn't have to wear the 3-piece suit just to show that he was the CEO of a company. But he could have flexed it if he felt like it. You know what I mean? But that ain't made, so I looked at that. And I was like, I'm gonna do that with my any kind of prestige I get in those ways. I'm not gonna conform code-wise to that look. If I'm comfortable with this and I'm that, I'm that. Just like Allen Iverson did in the NBA. You know what I mean? Now you can't go, you gotta Ja Morant gotta be out there for the jerseys to make money. You know what I'm saying? So Allen Iverson 2.0. You know what I mean? So it's now it's just not, now it's marketable.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
true.
I still just represent. Like I took it serious when KRS-One told me that we are hip hop. You know what I mean? We don't listen to hip hop. We are hip hop. So if you're a PhD or a doctor, you're a surgeon, that's still hip hop. You're a hip hop surgeon. Your orientation, your lens through which you see the world is rooted in something that came out of Cedric and Cedar in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So that's me too. I'm gonna always be that. So yeah.
You love it. I see you love hip hop. Yeah.
Because that's the skin that I'm in. Like I used to pop, I used to be b-boy, and I used to battle going up in Brockton High School to Boston. Like that was part of my world. I was I ended up being in an R&B group in my older, when I got in my 20s. But my foundation, bro, when I was 12, my pop brought me 2 turntables and a realistic mixer. I had Roxanne, UTFO, and I had The Word Is Out on the other side. You don't have to take your clothes off. The dude that your boy was looking like from Miami Heat when he had his hair like Stewart, Jermaine Stewart. So it'd be like, yo, EMD, yeah, what's up, man? The word is out. I used to be mixing my, you could tell me I wasn't gonna be no hip hop DJ. So, so I played ball and just hopped the turnstiles down in Boston over the trains and went and hopped and break dance for money for the people that Faneuil Hall passing around their hat. I go get my money and buy my little, back in the day, used to do the little teriyaki beef little things on the stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I was doing, I was in the life. I went to the movies and saw Beat Street when it came out. Like that, bro. Come on, man. That's what it was for me.
Who your favorite? Give me 10. Give me 10 because there's too many generations. Give me 10.
MCs?
Yeah, 10 MCs.
Oh, ow, ugh. All right. Well, look, I gotta give a spread. Well, see, all right. So it's history about this too. Like, I gotta give props to Run DMC just how Michael Jordan made the NBA exponentially huge. Run DMC by getting put on MTV like that validated hip hop. But to do that, you just got to give he ain't an MC, but you got to give Fab Five Freddy the glue of it behind the scenes. These
props. So if you want to talk about hip hop, then like
like African Bambaataa, of course, you know what I'm saying. But and Kool Herc and all of them, and Grant, and all the Grand Masters, Flash Cast, all the cats from back in there, that laid the blueprint. But I mean like Run DMC was kind of like how New Edition is for us. Even though we the same age as New Edition, they was kids when they was out, and they was from that old school of the R&B. And when you see the shows, ain't nobody show doper than like a New Edition or a BBD type show because they so polished. They like veteran polished. Like we don't got we dope.
Boston too. They from Boston too.
They from Boston. But so after I get past all that, then I can start from my thing. Like I gotta give love to KRS and Rakim-Allah like straight up off the top as like the picked it back up Godfathers, like of the rap when the when MCs and not just the DJs was the illest joints, when the MCs started becoming like hip hop's brokers, because for a long time it was all about the production, the producers, and it got back to that. But when the MCs was doing it, you had this is my pantheon. You got Big Daddy Kane, you got Rakim-Allah, KRS-One, Slick Rick. Like those four are like how you look at Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, and Stevie. Like those four are like those guys, and that side, like those are those standard four. You gotta have Rakim,
and Cool G,
huh?
And Cool G.
I ain't got that. I'm still going. Then you got the Cool G Rap, Cool G Rap and Polo back again. When I was 5 years old, I realized it was a road at the, Cool G Rap was killing them. And then because everybody was a one-on-one, then you had like, come on, LONS with Buster when he was first coming. And you got Tribe Called Quest with that new style of kind of hip hop that they had for the backpackers that ended up being mainstream, like hip hop, because the beats tip was crazy. But you had to love them. And he even said, not the best, not the worst, but occasionally I curse to get my point. He said he wasn't a dope as MC, but that style he had and tried with them jazz tracks and Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders and all was sick. But then you had Brand Nubians and them came out with their style of hip hop with Sadat and them and with Grand Pooh and them, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
slow down, like killing it. Like, and so and then the newer school cats came out, Common that came out with I Used to Love Her, and they made some noise like, damn, that was dope.
That's one of my
And
favorite
then,
MCs.
yeah, but then when the Nas's and the Jay-Z, the Jiggers came out, the Wu came out, the Buckshot Shorties came out, the Laws of the Underground came out, like all of them was happening. Of the Redmans came out, the whole the Pistol Pack PPP and all them, like Lisa Doom with the Keith Murray and the Eric Sermons, like so it's hard for me to just that whole era was the top 10 because it's like each of them artists when they came out, especially the hard hitting ones, like they really like they held it down in a way that was so unique. Like the bar structure and stuff like that. And then you had the ancillary elements like a Heavy D that was coming with a more lighthearted hip hop, but was highly skilled still. And then your boy, Chubb Rock, people want to laugh Chubb Rock, but Chubb Rock bars was dumb nice. You know what I'm saying? And so like hip hop was just in a place where it was just so creative and inventive. You know what I mean? And even like, then the DMXs was when they popped out with the Rough Riders, you know what I'm saying? Like the different camp, the Philly, the Roots crew. How can I forget Tyreek and them, or Black Thought and all? Like that is its own thing. That's like the mint condition of hip hop. Mint condition is an actual band.
That's a good comparison. No,
that's what they are. Like they the mint conditioning or hip or mint condition is the roots of R&B, however you want to.
Yeah.
But but you got a lead man like Tyreek. And even back in the day, when you got my guy that didn't rock with him no what's my guy, man? It was Tyreek and who?
Oh no, this is about Scott Storch. No,
the other dude in the Roots that was rhyming. He kind of had a couple little issues.
I forgot.
I can't even remember. I'm so sorry. I can't remember my guy's name. His style was ill though.
Yeah.
So like they had so just when I'm in hip hop mode, all of those things hit me so hard, like coming out, like, ooh, and then NWA and them came out from the West Coast when I was like a freshman, a sophomore, and my favorite MC was back in them days from the NWA when I first heard them. It wasn't Ice Cube, it wasn't Dre. It was MC. I used to like MC Ren. His rapping style was more East Coast to me. Like the way he used to flip his bars, I like that better. You know what I mean? But then, Ice Cube became, his writing. Once upon a time in the projects, damn near had this, Cube came out and then Death Certificate, and of course Dre became who he became and all that. But then, then Eminem came out. My name is, and 50 came out. Like hip hop was still in a good place. With the, even with the young Snoops of the world popping with his little style that he had when he first came. So it was just hip hop was all over the place. And I can't forget the South, like the Outcasts of the world, the Ghetto Boys of the world, highly influenced. Like
UGK.
You just saw Scarface at 90,000 years old kill the little desk concert more than anybody ever did it.
They gotta put that on vinyl. I need that. Yeah, I need
Scarface ain't never not been that. Never not been that. He from Houston and ain't never not been what you just saw. Ain't never not been that. And so, you know what I mean? So like I grew up, but then you in the Dungeon family, because I used to rock with CeeLo and all them too, not just Outkast, but the whole Goody Mob, they was incredible with that. Matter of fact, my favorite song on that Outkast on the Organized Noise produced album, what's the album with Organized Noise? The Aquemini. The favorite song off the Aquemini album is that Libertad with that dude with that poem at the end. With Joy was on there, Erykah Badu was on there, CeeLo was on there. Let's shake that load up, shake that load up. You superstar, niggas hang around because you're who you are. Erykah Badu was on there. You don't know that song I'm talking about. Shake that load up. They got them harmonies on there. It's beautiful.
I know you're talking about that.
That's like my favorite shit, and all of them, the whole family was on that one song. That's why I always reference that because that was the epitome. Man, that song.
I was ask that too, because you listen to Kendrick Lamar,
and then Kendrick, that whole Our Future, that whole, because I like Earl Sweatshirt. That
Yeah,
you know,
especially.
I like them dudes. You know what I'm saying? They got like thought out bars. But I also like Griselda. Like I like, you know, Benny the Butcher, and I like my man Conway the Machine. Crazy bar. So
Yeah.
like my hip hop taste, like I respect dopeness. You know, and it's dopeness in different forms and
Yeah.
coming through here.
Yeah, because I don't even remember. That's how we got to even get to talk about the interview. You was on the live. We was talking about the because somebody was talking about like they was younger, I guess. They was talking about Nicki Minaj, and then me and you was talking about female MCs, and I was saying Jersey, we got the best female MCs, man. We got
Yeah,
Rajigga,
y'all got Lie, y'all got
we got
Lauren,
Latifah, Lauren, Lady Luck, Lady London now too.
I
Yeah,
can't front on Jerry, but you know, Illtown ain't never been in those second place. It's kind of always coexisted. Like New Jersey, you know, always had dope everything. Like the brick city, boy. You got so many, you know, anyway, you got that much black people, like Newark and and East Orange and all them. You gonna have that culture bubbling under in a dope way. Like you know, it's gonna have to, you know. And so New Jersey is that too. Philly, Jersey, New York, you know what I'm saying? Even Boston, you know, don't forget
hell yeah.
that Guru teamed up with Premier and they
Yeah.
had Gangstar popping. And Guru
Yeah.
was straight out of Boston. So, you know.
Above the clouds, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my that verse is the song. Period. I don't think people really realize like how like the message in it. Just like his flow is different because you know what I'm saying. Like, he got like a unique flow where he
Oh
might
yeah,
not be right in the pocket, but he
that
just like
monotone voice, that
and the
song
voice
Dwick.
is just
If you remember that song Dwick, that was like one of the like epitomes
yeah.
of like lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is. I get more
Mm-hmm.
props than stunts than Bruce Willis. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Oh my
Blue
god!
Rizzo, boy,
Rest
that's
in
the
peace, to
power,
Guru,
man.
man. Rest in peace. Yeah,
So
rest
you
in
asked me
power.
my favorite 10 MCs, bro. I couldn't, I can't do it. I can't.
Definitely.
I
Nah,
just
me
have to
too.
give you the whole hip hop history and shit.
Nah, it's like that, man. It get deep. But I definitely hear a lot of the influence in your music. And then now when you said like the Goody Mob and all that, it makes sense because I hear it in I can hear it in your music, like the little skits, like Kendrick doing it now. That's why I was asking if he was a fan of
Kendrick is
him. Like
dope, man.
when I
Kendrick
listen
is
to
dope.
yeah, he is, yeah.
And J.
I
Cole
think
too,
that'll be a
man.
nice,
J. Cole.
yeah. I like that I like that you did a feature with Big Crit.
Oh, I love that too, man. I love Big Crit is dope, man. He don't get the props he deserves. I mean, people know him, people like him, but Big Crit is dope, dope. Like they need to. He from Mississippi, whatever. People need to check out Big Crit, man. He a thoughtful MC. He got bars. He puts so much work and effort into his craft, man. He ain't just up there giving you no bullshit. Big Crit is dope. I rock
How'd
with
that
Crit.
link go?
Man, literally, his manager found me and called me and was like, "Yo, what's the deal? We trying to do this, this, this. What you think?" I was like, "Oh, damn, word. Oh, what's up?" Because my sons love Big Crit.
All
And I was
right.
like, "Oh, shoot." That Booby Miles doing one of them was like, "Yo, Dad, you need to tell him, yo." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him." So, but I was like, of course, you know what I mean? Like, and, bridging the gap between like the OG and the younger head, but two quality artists, and in the skin of hip hop is on it. I love it, man. It was just a organic kind of a good. Once we got introduced, and I met his manager, Dutch, and it was just cool. We just did it. Then they brought me out to Atlanta to rock with them on stage. They do a giveaway for Christmas. All you gotta do is bring a gift. You get to get in. And he did all these songs, and I was the one me and him did was one of them. And I got to rock on stage with bro. It was fun. It was just a good time, man. They treated me dopely. And the song is dope, man. Even without me on it, if we was never, that song is dope. Like,
Nah,
so
yeah.
that my sub 6, that's crazy, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
I just love hip hop, man. I'm a hip hop dude, even though I'm an R&B singer, but I grew up in a hip hop. I identify with hip hop. That's just what I am. I'm a hip hop head. You know what I'm saying? That sings and shy.
Yeah. And you got a hip hop. I mean, not that is it, but I'm saying you got a hip hop like swag. Like you look, and I mean, not that sounds bad, but you look like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You look like
Oh
an
shit.
MC. You look like an MC. You know what I'm saying? You definitely
Oh,
carry.
okay. Well, yo, man, thank you, man. I mean, I'm just expressing, me and just the skin I'm in and how I grew up and this is what we wear, already,
Nah, yeah. So how well because I definitely want to ask more questions about you. I just wanted to get one more question about the shot. The musically yours, man. That I love that album,
Oh,
man.
you like that? That was cool.
Because it's new and nostalgic at the same time. Like
Oh, okay.
it's like soul, and then it got that Shy feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the sound that I told you that I got. Like,
Thank you, man. We didn't like that they put a kind of rush on us to do it. We didn't have a chance to really, really get it like mixed like we want. Well, for me, I thought it could have been mixed a little better. I'm a critic though of our own stuff, but it was cool, man, to have a little product out. We got a song out now called Levitate that I did or whatever and submitted to this 90s compilation that just came out. It's called Always On, Big Top Entertainment. And it's been out for a while. And it did Monifa was on it, Allure, like some, Cut Close, different, 90s people on there. And it had some cool joints. And Levitate was the one that we had on there. It was dope. And so that was a little better going for me. But and we're working on some stuff now. I'm working on some stuff too. I'm just constantly trying to just keep streams out there. I don't necessarily needed to blow up while I'm crazily back in the marketplace as a solo artist, but just produce quality stuff that streams of income trickle in because people hear me like, yo, I think that's dope. Oh, that's Garfield. Wait, when did he do this? Oh, that's no. Oh, that thing. I'm always so cool. You know what I mean? And I got the book out. I just did a book that I just released called Lotus.
Lotus 3013.
Yeah,
I got that. Yeah, I got
and
that.
so,
I was gonna talk about that next.
all those kinds of things are like, just things I'm doing for posterity's sake and, for income streams. I think it's dope if people ask me for any advice. I always say, yo, man, try to create, since y'all can take advantage of it, try to create some royalty streams, like some residual income streams. If you can just have a lot of different little residual income maker things out there trickling in together, they'll sustain you, and if one of them take off, it's like Bitcoin. If y'all looked at your Bitcoin account lately, y'all see that some of them joints done blew up over the past 3 days. You ain't even checking. You probably didn't realize. You look at your thing, it's some thousands in there where it used to be a couple of hundred. You're like, oh, okay. So that's how I look at, like, as an artist, if you can just create different pockets of residual income, and if you got the wherewithal to write a book or, a poetry book or just a novelty or whatever, those things, you got platforms now where people will buy your stuff. You can brand yourself even locally to a local, and that'll be enough to keep people share it over time, and trickles will come in. You'll go through a surge where it'll be a lot for some reason, then it'll matched up with something else going on in society where it done caught, boom, and then it just trickle again. Then but perpetuity, you'll have that. And so that's where I'm at now. So I'm still creating music. People be like, when you gonna put it out? No, I always put stuff out. I'll mention it, you know what I mean? But people to get, and it'll give me some royalties and some residuals, and I'll be happy each quarter,
Yeah. I know you put out the What You See, and then you put out Love's a Vibe with your wife on it.
Oh yeah. That was something to get my feet wet. I got more material that I'm even working on now. That was just some pre stuff because I have been away for so long. I just wanted to throw some and then establish my vibe. Like if you look at like those two, you'll hear like a hip hop soul kind of like vibe to them, like especially like a foreign exchangey, like a Roy Ayersy kind of like neo soulish, D'Angelo-ish kind of. That's like my style, as a solo artist. When you hear Garfield solo, it's gonna be real. It's gonna have harmonies, but it's gonna be more like vibe based. It ain't gonna be like like a singer like a Rubens, like a Tank. It ain't gonna be that kind of singing. Like Tank is dope. My stuff is gonna be more vibey, more of a vibe, a move. It's gonna be more like Music Soul Child mixed with Jamiroquai, mixed with D'Angelo, mixed with Dwele. Like that's me solo, like that kind of a thing. And every once in a while I sing something though. I got the joint now. It's called The Work I Do. I'm talking, it's cold. It's a real ballad, a straight ballad. But it's basically a scene that's setting up me about to be into this moment with the shorty. We done made plans. We done talked about the shower sex and the massages and the candles. And I got the rose petals in the bathtub. I'm there. I just walked through the door. I get the phone call. Yo, we just picked up another show. They just give me the new plane ticket. It leaves tonight at 2 a.m. It's already midnight. Baby, I got to go to the airport. You know what I'm saying? She like, yo, but what about? I'm like, I know, I got to catch you on the rebound. So the song is basically saying the nature of what I do. I might have to leave you. You know what I'm saying? And but the way it unfolds is so it's cold. So I'm gonna really sing this one. So, but most of the time it's a vibe type of thing. I like vibe. I had this feeling. What's the your boys oh man, Jay Dilla track sound
All
like
right,
this. That's like a Jay Dilla-esque kind of like feel. Like when I do my
like that Slum Village.
yeah, I kind of like have that with my stuff. So I'm pulling from that. But for people who just know Shai, they'll be like, yo, what's this kind of music? Like because they don't know that how I grew up and what my influences are as 1/4 of Shai. So I'm introducing them to me through that kind of stuff. So I'll take them through it.
Yeah, and Lotus 3013. I like that too because I'm not even finished with it. I'm not even finished with it. Because it's like it's not just it's really like a movie. Like
Yeah, it is.
you got to
I'm
really
trying to get some animators, bro.
I was about to ask that. I was about to
Yup.
ask
I
that. Nah,
need
yo,
that.
that's
I need
yo,
that in
no,
my
no, no.
life,
You
man.
need that. You
I
need
do. I
that.
really. If you know anybody, if you ever come across some cats and they just happen
I'm
to
a,
be,
yeah, now I'm gonna talk to somebody. I'm gonna
let me know because I'm actively looking. I am. I
yeah,
really am.
nah, cause yo, that shit so far is like a move. Cause I tried to like, I thought I was gonna be able to just throw it on the, because I got the audio. You got the audio and the ebook. So I thought I could just play it, listen to it. I'm like, nah, like I had to even read it. But I like how you put the hip hop instrumentals in the background too.
Yeah, that's my sons, my twins. They producers, and they created all that for me. They did the score. They Grammy nominated producers. They did your boy what's to do with the tattoos on his face? White dude
Oh, that's not Takashi.
no, not Takashi. Kind of look like, but he mellow. He ain't wild like Takashi, but he got commercials, but he a hip hop
Not
singer.
tripping red.
Who?
He said white boy. I don't know.
A white oh, oh, big, real huge, like big name, like big
Tattoo.
name. Anyway, this guy I can't think of his name right now. And then like
You think of the
Fergie.
song?
Yeah, they did the song with this guy. They got a production credit.
Oh, not Jack Harlow.
Nah, not Jack. He more like he more
Melody.
hip hop. He got more of a hip hoppy kind of feel, like dope. He got dope songs actually.
Why can't you talk about?
Post Malone.
Oh, Post Malone. Yeah, all
Malone.
right, all right.
Yeah, the twins did something with Post Malone because they twins. My sons are twins. Post Malone, Fergie from they used to rock with Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they got production credits and stuff, and they constantly on the underground scene in LA. Everybody know the twins. They've been doing dope beats since they was 12, and they dope producers. And they did all of that in there. Like they did each chapter they did that, and then in between you'll hear this song called Destiny that boom 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 boom.
Yeah.
Darnell from the group produced that.
Yeah.
And KRS-One actually rapped on that. That was the only time KRS-One ever did a collab with an R&B group. Who was with us, and he did a song called Destiny. And after chapter 10, you hear the whole song play out. Yeah, it was apropos. Yeah, but you hear a little snippet between each chapter, just the music of it, and then it'll finally come in at the end, and it'll make sense because it matches chapter 10 so perfectly. The meek shall inherit the earth. It's a little section of the song Destiny that says, "Gotta make it through the other side. Gotta make it through the other side." Change the quality of human life. It's just our destiny. And so it's something about those prisoners that's been prisoners this whole book. In the 10th chapter, it's something, So yeah, man, it's something. But I'm gonna definitely get somebody to animate that, like on some like Afro samurai type of.
Yo, that's what I was. That's what I was. Yo, because
like,
the first scene that wasn't when when he had to escape. He was hiding somewhere. I think he had to escape. He called some. I remember he called somebody to. I can just picture.
Yeah. He was trying to get about that because all those Sicilians was down below. He was trying to get back up to the top level and go through the portal. Yeah.
That book is that shit is like a comic. Like that book is official. Can you talk about like without because I didn't want to go too much into it, like, but can you talk about that without giving it away?
Yeah, well, look, Lotus 3013, first of all, is set in the year 3013, where hip hop is believed to be a white invention. There's no ties to it ever being black. And you have Lotus the Wise, who is also known as Lotus the Traveler, who goes through these time portals and dimensions and changes the geometry of a space so that it'll have a good outcome in this future moment that's going to be real pivotal. IC is a netic who protects this place called the Hall of Masters. That's the only bastion of proof that's time shifted in the fourth dimensional brain world that hip hop is black. They got all the master recordings of all the black MCs and Puerto Rican MCs from the 20 and 21st centuries that proves it was black against this dude named Master Set, who has the narrative out that it's all white, who is controlling the world right now, unbeknownst to a lot of people, that's cutting off history, and they think and they don't know it's happening. So the forces of good is these netics and Lotus with IC versus Master Set, who was part of the Sicilians trying to keep the history from being discovered that hip hop has a true black and Latino origin. But if you could combine Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Beat Street, you would have a kind of a good understanding of what Lotus 3013 is going to be. Yeah. And it's crazy because they got voice thieves in 3013. Like, people could commit crimes, and if they got a device that could has stolen your voice, they can amplify your voice like 1 billion times and put this on them, and it creates this cloaking mechanism that'll make them look like you, because your vocal frequency is so embedded as the stuff that you are made of, like a hologram, that if you magnify it, people looking at you with that vocal frequency, they will see you instead of the person who stole the voice. So these Sicilians was doing that and making crimes using these black people stolen vocal signatures, because in the future it was found that the vocal frequency is the most sure way to find you out and not fingerprinted in DNA. So when they would go to court, those black people that got this stuff used didn't have no refutation against that kind of evidence. They was getting thrown in jail. And when they was in jail, that's when the people hook up the cathodes and anodes and steal the X factor from them. That's the hip hop factor that these corporate structures are trying to pinpoint what that is, so they can then put it on their architectural design for their cities and make it more vibrant and attractive for investors and stuff like that. But Master Set, the Netics and Lotus are trying to keep that from happening. They're trying to battle against Master Set and really show the world that hip hop once was a black and Latino invention. And it's dope. It's this school called the Institute of Cultural, what is it? What is it? Hip Hop U. It's the Russell Simmons Institute of Cultural Technology. Hip Hop U. And that's a secret university that's underground in this subway station that they converted in Brooklyn, the Bed-Stuy subway station. So the CIA done blew up the waters on the East Coast in this methane field. It's a whole bunch of stuff, but they got these weavers who understand vibrational frequencies that are master their chi energy to the point to where they can keep the water from splashing in on the subway station down there. So they on post 24 hours a day. They got this whole city retrofitted in the doggone Bedford-Stuyvesant subway station. They done made a city out of it, knocked walls down. It's this big space, and they call it Planet Brooklyn. And it's protected by the methane waters because the Sicilians can't come through that to get to them. But the weavers are on 4 corners of that territory, and they weave the frequency lattices that keep the water out in a perfect rectangle while they live in there. And it's a whole world that they live in. It's just a whole thing, man. Like, it's a whole. I created all this craziness in my mind. I don't even know where I got this stuff.
Yo, no, well, honestly, that's what that's what's going on, right? That's what goes on.
I know. That's why I had to hurry and put the book out, because I'm like, in a little while, this book ain't gonna be fiction.
Yeah, you predicting the future, man. You definitely predicting the future, but that's creative. Because honestly, I can see a lot for that, man. Once you get the animation,
yeah, I gotta get it, man.
You gotta have some figures for that. I think that's already, man, especially for hip hop, man. Do that.
Well, I already got the characters. If you look at the cover, I don't know if you see the artwork. You see, like,
I see the cover. Yeah,
that's, and my sons, the twins that did the music, they drew that. And so the main dude in the front, that's Lotus. And you see them hooded figures, those are the Netics. IC and the Netics. The Netics are they only speak in 8, 12, 16, 24 bar rhyme increments because they don't want somebody to steal their vocal signature. So they telekinetically, telepathically, deal with each other with that. in rhyme verse. The only because it's been found out that rhyme verse and rhyme cadence for the transmission of thoughts because of the rhythm is the most sure way for you to be able to pull it back out of your brain easier, and it goes down deeper because of that. So they use that as a scientific thing, and it's hip hop. And it's a lot. It's so much shit I done created in there, man. It's like I can't wait for it to come out. And then you got Neha, the lady right there. She's actually Lotus is so dope and so powerful that in a meditation, because him and IC was trying to game plan for Master Set, they didn't have enough balance in terms of how they was going to approach it. So he literally went inside of himself in a meditation and saw himself as the binary opposite of himself, to the point to where he conjured up the female aspect, given all the female things, because each person got male and female in them. He was able to kind of like get all the female parts of himself to congeal, and through a serious meditation and chi energy reflection, he was able to create a vortex to where his inner self got to a diminishing point to where it inversely flipped, where he manifested his inner self, female inner self. And so that's what Neha is. It's the female inner self version of Lotus manifested outside of his body to help him with this task and shit. So it's like, that's him in female form that he made. Like, it's a crazy, it's crazy, man. Like, he almost died conjuring her up too, like that. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And she,
yo, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a wild book, man.
You gonna do a physical form of the book?
Yeah, at some point I'm gonna get hard copies and all that stuff, and I'm gonna do a book tour. But for now, I'm just organically like selling it to my IG followers.
Comic-Con too. You got to do it to Comic-Con too.
Oh, that would be dope. When I used to live in Atlanta, I used to sit in this Starbucks right where Comic-Con was happening, and whatever part of that year that Comic-Con, they would all be in that Starbucks, man. I'd be everybody with the costume. It would be a crazy experience, man. They'd be serious, bro. Like, dope costume. I'm talking about expensive leather, like superhero. Like you be.
No, the official shit. The official, like not no Party City shit.
Not at all, bro. Like, I'm talking about thousands of dollars on the stuff, man. Like, that was dope though. I would never do it, but I used to appreciate watching it and talking to them about it. They used to be fun.
I mean, you could have somebody do it for you, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, you set that up once you get the.
Oh no, for sure. If I was in it, if I had a reason, bro, I would be, because I like Comic-Con. I just ain't that guy. But I liked all of that. Like, if I had a reason to really be in that, like, I'll be all up in that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And also because we talked about the author part, we talked about the doctor part. But let's talk about the teacher part, because you also teach hip hop. Well,
I was teaching regular subjects. It's just that I'm a hip hop guy. So like last year, I stepped into the classroom, not on the college campus, because I've done that, but I went to an alternative high school. Like, one of my homeboys out here in Houston was a principal. And there's a teacher shortage going on in Houston. And he was calling me to see if I knew anybody that wanted to jump in the classroom, because they was letting people come in there with no certification, all that. But I got a PhD, and I was like, yo, and I used to teach high school. I was like, bro, I teach. He was like, oh, that's right. You want to jump in the classroom? I was like, yo, I'll do it for a year, man. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped into a situation at like I said, an alternative school. The kids with the ankle monitors, like one step away from juvie, like those kids, where it's like the last place they got to go before they get put in, like that school. That's what I was teaching. I was teaching English literature, even though like my subject is like history and stuff like that. But I can teach English. I could teach a few, I got a PhD for crying out loud. So, but it really wasn't even about none of that content, though. It was about the connection with the students, how to create engagement. And when I was living in Atlanta, I was getting paid a couple of times as a consultant on how I would go into alternative school settings and help show the teachers how to create more engagement using their own lesson plans. And so I already knew I had the talent to connect with those kids. Plus, I've always been a coach of football and basketball in the hood for Pop Warner and all. And like, them kids, they love me, I love them. You know what I mean? And so in my classroom, I got my platinum plaque on one side of the whiteboard, and then my PhD plaque on the other side of the whiteboard, so they can see their mamas and them know who I am. So when they go home and they come back the next day, yo, Mr. Bright, my mama know you. Mama, I was like, I know, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole dynamic of me in there. And I'm able to like get to them in ways that most teachers can. Plus, I really care about my students. Like I really give a shit, and they can feel that too. You know, I'm helping them all out on little sidebars and shooting some of them some little money because I know they ain't eating, and doing little things that you do as a teacher. Like most people don't realize that that's your main job part. And but I was able to articulate a lot of the concepts to them on the content part that they had never gotten articulated to before, and I had them doing some work. You know what I mean? And so it was just a good thing. I think I have a gift for it, and it's fun. And I have a heart for those kids coming in that are underdogs that got in there, not because they're bad. Some of them are just kind of off the hook, but a lot of them just got caught being kids. But the other ones who didn't get caught still in the regular population of school. And so, what I'm saying? But a lot of those kids are the most honest, brutally honest, straight up, no pomp and circumstance, and they real. And that energy, even though I'm a grown man and they kids, that energy of somebody in your presence that's human, that's actually authentic and real, I love that. And so people are like, you ain't scared of them? Wow, man. Matter of fact, them cats in there be tough. Mr. B, man, let me know somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like they be the main ones that want to go through a brick wall for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't never have no problem with them. It'd be the administration, if anybody, that be mad at my teaching style or how, because I do stuff that ain't really,
in the
like
books.
in a book. But for that population, man, you can't be all in the books. You gotta keep it a buck with them. Like,
and they need somebody like that because I did alternative school and like most
and
of
it worked, bro. I loved it. The kids responded to me well. I ain't never have no issues with that kind of stuff ever. And I'm talking about these kids was in there for trafficking and for a lot. The main thing a lot of them in there for, besides the vape pens and the weed, is a lot of them like to steal cars, stolos, especially kids because they so easy to steal because of the little USB thing. But they be in there and they be getting caught, just trying to live a fast life, whatever. But after a while, they start having a self-fulfilling prophecy and start believing that they are that. That's why I step in. Like, yo, you're gonna get popped trying to do this. You need it. Let me show you what you need to. And the fact that I'm a PhD, but I still can look like this, I give an air of believability to that you can do other stuff. Because up until that point, they probably would have thought that PhD plaque that they see up there was unreachable by somebody like them. But if they see me in the classroom, I'm a hip hop type of dude. I'm doing what I do, but I'm smart and articulate. My vocabulary is limitless. I boom, 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 but I don't use it all the time because I don't feel like it sometimes. And it's real. And but I got a heart. It starts to make them see themselves and see school and just see the thing in a different way. Because the main thing I teach them is paper for paper. It's game. You know what I mean? You in the game. The worst thing to do is to be in a game and don't know that you're playing. You can't win that game. But if you're in a game and you know that you got to play it, now the rules are a little different for how you gonna care. You know you got to play this game. You're in it because you're trying to win it. So now what does that look like in terms of playing the game? You know what I mean? This school thing, you got certain days you got to be here. You don't want to be in here. You want to get past this point. You know what I mean? So you got to move a certain way to get that bare minimum to get them what they need, but you got to keep your peace of mind and do what you need. So you got to find out what, and then so that's how I talk to them. Like, we talk about the content last. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the navigation of it all, the metacognitive parts, how you think about what you're thinking, and the habits of mind. And then we'll move into the content because by then they'll just see the content as an extension of the game. They're trying to win the game. So now they don't look at it as somebody trying to cram something down my throat. Now they're looking at it like a bargaining chip. Oh, this lesson stuff, I rock this. They look at me a certain way. They start rooting for me. I get out of here. But then I have a good little thing on my resume. My little thing transcript is looking all right. I got some good comments from teachers that other people see that they went to bat for. Maybe I'm not so bad. Maybe I can start. Yeah, that's how it works. You want people to root for you. You got to be able to boom. That's how you got to move. Boom. And so that kind of stuff is what I'm doing. And then by the way, we we're gonna talk about English lit today. We're gonna get into some of the Renaissance. You know what I mean? But so that's how I am in the classroom. I'm teaching total different content than what the actual, lesson plan calls for.
That's what you need though, because
I'm teaching life.
I did alternative school. Everybody that was in my class, well, not every, but mostly everybody that was in my class either died or they went to jail like shortly after that. So, and we used to have people like that come in. Like we'd have people who did real estate or like it was just different people that would come in and like actually talk to us like humans. So that definitely saved a couple people before they made that transition.
And see, that's the thing about me, because the kids was always trying to figure out why I was there, because they realized I was a bona fide platinum artist, and because they mama know me. But and I wasn't no substitute teacher. I was literally their teacher, their English lit teacher. First day of school, at the door when they come in, it's Mr. Bright, and I'm that guy. So it's like that did something too in terms of how they saw the role of what you can do and why you do it. Like, what is your why? And I broke the like mold of like the traditional, you know. And I'm glad that the kids that I was able to be around got to see that, because a lot of them just don't have the opportunities, man. To a lot of them, if they have music programs in school, they don't even know it. But some of them will be the next dopest guitar player. They just never even put a guitar in their hand, even know that they can. They got, oh, you know what? I can do this. I'm kind of better than this than Jimmy. I kind of get this a little bit more than him. You know what? Oh, that's what the teacher teaching. Let me see. Oh, I can do that. Next thing you know, they on tour with an artist that's out because they got guitar skills, and they never knew they could do. How many of them kids out there that's breaking in the keys got drummer skills and guitar skills and trumpet skills, and you never even know it because they don't even know it because they never got put into a program to find it out. And so I show them how just being themselves in all spaces, but always keeping an eye open for trying something new that's a little out of your comfort zone, especially if you're looking at it like, how can I add to my game, in my bag? You seen basketball players that can only shoot. You know what I mean? You give them the ball, they might hit that three, but they can't even dribble to the hole. They can't drive. You know what I'm saying? They spin game is weak. They left hand drive game is weak. Man, if they had all them tools to their bag, they can do anything in any situation to be more confident. Yeah, you can shoot. I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? So in your life bag, what you got? What can you do? You know what I'm saying? So add to your bag, bro. Somebody trying to give you some game or something, don't just dismiss it. See what it's about. It might be a little uncomfortable, but you might get somebody that you can add to your bag, and the next cat you meet that's like that cat, you can have that for that cat, and they'll know that you up on something that the other people, and it'll give you a little edge. I'm like that. I'm that dude in class. Like, I'll teach like that. And then I try to relate those moments to a lesson as opposed to just isolating a lesson. And then I got these things called thinking cap questions. As soon as we come to class, we don't even look at no content. You got this thing on the board called a TCQ, thinking cap question. I get whoever in my class that usually get in trouble for drawing, I get them to come to the board and draw me a hat to the back with TCQ written on it. So if I got 3 artists, there's 3 of them up there drawing as soon as they hit the classroom because they know I need it. I need that hat. I need that cap. They come up there drawing TCQ. And then I write a question. What is bigger, the mind or the universe? And it ain't got nothing to do with English lit. And I'm like, it ain't no wrong or right answer, but just if you answer, you got to tell me why, the rationale, the why of why you said that. And if you disagree, you just got to respectfully disagree, but tell me why you disagree and tell me what you think, because it ain't no right or wrong. And so they be having this whole conversation about what's bigger and why. Now they talking, and ain't nobody judging them because it ain't no wrong or right, but they getting it off. They getting their points off. They feeling, then we switch from that with that energy going, we go right to the content. So, okay, who think that they know what a such and such is? Then they raising their hand because they comfortable now. They ain't nobody gonna shoot them down if they get it wrong or something. It's on. Like, so that's how my style of teaching is, like those kinds of elements in there. Like I make it, I make it. And then, not to mention, low up underneath everything, I got Jay Dilla tracks playing constantly in my classroom, instrumentals. Instrumentals are always on in my classroom, always. So you listen to us talking, and you low key, you can bob in your head. Everybody in there doing this while they talking about English, and they ain't even, because there ain't no words to the music. It's just instrumental tracks, Jay Dilla tracks. But them kind of tracks, they be, what I'm saying. So it's like, and so it's giving a vibe to the room. I got my smells going to. So when they come to my room, it's an experience that's different than the rest of the school. It ain't like, it don't feel like jail in my room. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's.
And it's hard to sleep. It's hard to sleep on a Dilla beat.
Oh,
it's hard to fall asleep in a class on a Dilla beat.
Nah, man, they ain't falling asleep on them beats, man. Especially when you got the content going and me talking and they talking. It's just keeping a constant. It's pacing the conversation is what it's doing. It's giving increments to the conversation.
Expanding their mind, just because like you're saying, there's no right or wrong, so they just popping out all these answers and just thinking so fast.
But they thoughts are coming over a rhythm, like those beats are playing. So everything we talking about is actually like a rhyme because it's over a beat. Everything that's being said is over this beat. So people start regulating their pattern to the beat as they express their thoughts. Subconsciously, you do that. Like if it's a beat on and you talking, you're not gonna start talking real fast when that beat is like that because subconsciously it's out of phase. You're gonna end up kind of getting a little more relaxed while that beat is playing, and you're gonna end up sounding like if you was in the studio, your voice is sounding right over this track. Like that's what's going. So it regulates the room vibe. That's why I got Dilla, because it's a relaxed vibe, but it's still hip hop. And so, and I'm talking, I'm going with the cadences. And when we finish class 10 minutes early, because they want you to teach bell to bell, man, I spark a hip hop cipher, man. A lot of them dudes in there want to be MCs. We start spitting. You know what I'm saying? I set it off, and then we in the cipher. And then the bell ring, they don't be want to leave. They be trying to cut class and come back. They be trying to stay in my class and stuff. I be like, man, you can't stay in my class. They be trying to come in there, But that's how I was as a teacher, man.
Where are you going? I'm going to Mr. G class.
Man, I promise you, bro.
Yeah.
It was going down.
That's what's up. You can see me?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Yo, thank you again for stopping by. I can't wait for this 3013 movie, show, whatever you're doing with it. Let your boy know. I can't wait for that hard copy. I can't wait to hear some more music too.
Word bond. It's coming.
I'm bringing my CDs to the concert too. I'm bringing my CDs to the show. Well, honestly, I don't know if I can make the 30th yet, but I might catch you at another city or another state.
Okay.
I don't know. I catch you up somewhere else. But I'm bringing my CDs, man. I'm bringing on my CDs.
Whenever we link, whenever you bring your joint, I got you. I keep Sharpies all on me at all times, so I got different color Sharpies. It can happen. Word up.
Right. And also, don't forget, you got to talk to the guys. I got to do that 90s compilation album. I don't know. But I got to make it happen some way.
That would be incredible. I'm going to start putting seeds in people's ear for that, man. And see if I get some investors to believe in that on a bigger scale. Because I think that could be incredible, bro. That'll be dope.
And I'm
going to talk to some of these promoters. Maybe the promoters would be down. Because at the end of it all, if we do the collab, it'll set itself up for a tour. And one of them promoters will want to have that tour. Like, that'll be a thing right there, yo.
That'll be a thing.
Word up.
All right, it's good.
All right, man. Well, it's been dope talking to you, man. I enjoyed this, man. And good luck to you on the rest of your ones. And sorry I couldn't be in the studio. You had to do me on Zoom, but it's all good.
Yeah. No, it's all good too. Yeah, hell yeah. Yo, listen, anyway, do it. Man. I'm grateful.
And if I don't catch you in the New York joint, man, pop up to one of the, surrounding ones. We're going to Philly sometime coming up soon, Baltimore. You'll be seeing it on our page or whatever, all the shows popping up. You'll be able to see which one on the Shai page, Shai 90s official and stuff like that. That has all of our shows. So you can get me on the Garfield Bright Experience on Instagram and Facebook. And then Shai 90s official, and the 90 is like the number 90 with the S, Shai 90s official, like that.
And let everybody know where they can get the book from too.
Oh, the book, my bad. Yes. Right now I'm selling it straight from this website I created just to sell the book. It's called it's Garfield Bright of Shai.com. Garfield Bright, which is me, of Shai.com. And you can get Lotus 3013. You get the audio book and the ebook together in a bundle for $25. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? The description is there. You can read the synopsis. Once you go there, you listen to a couple of little interviews or me talking about it if you want to get a little more information on it. But yeah. And I'm gonna do another book this summer. I'm gonna start writing another book. I got another dope idea in my head. Crazy. And hopefully that'll be ready by that following summer. But I got another idea that I'm excited about putting together. This is
we here for it, man. We here
crazy.
For it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to release it for Black History Month next year.
All right. Yeah. And is it gonna be before you go? Is it gonna be fictional, non-fictional? What are we doing?
It's fiction again.
It's fiction again.
It's Black superheroes, but the superheroes are all Black historical figures throughout time, from Imhotep back in the Egyptian days, all the way up through like the Harlem Renaissance characters, all the way through Wu-Tang Clan and L.A.M.A.R.R, all of them. They all work together. Lewis Latimer, a lot of people know Lewis Latimer, who did the light bulb filament for Edison. He improved on the light bulb by creating a carbon filament. But a lot of people don't know that he was the patent lawyer at at Edison's firm, who wrote all the patents for all the inventions that came through there. You know, the patents got to describe the invention real good, and so he had to be intimately known. But guess who pulls up and actually was working there when Lewis Latimer was there? Who came to the country and started working for Edison during the same time? Tesla. Nikola Tesla used to work for Edison at the same time as Lewis Latimer was actually there. And so any invention that Tesla came up with, Latimer was going to be the one who's going to write up the patent. So Latimer, in my fiction, it starts off with Lewis Latimer hooking up with Tesla because they were like the two outcasts of that company. Tesla being a foreigner from Serbia who didn't really jive with them, and Latimer being a black dude in these white circles. They kind of bonded on that, and they ended up coming up for the logistics to create a time machine. And it's an empathy-based mechanism. Like I gotta
watch. Sound crazy? No, I see.
You know,
it reminds me of that. I don't know if you ever seen that. What's that Martin Luther King movie they did back in the day? And they used to make you watch it in schools like a cartoon. He went like back in time and he met Martin Luther King.
Oh shit! I didn't see that one.
I'm gonna send you that. I gotta
see that joint.
I'm gonna send you
that. Imagine like Martin Luther King being able to go back to like the ancient Egyptian time period with Method Man and Paul Robeson and Malcolm X to go visit Imhotep for Imhotep to let them know that he's seen the future. He knows exactly what they're going to be dealing with. And he's created a couple of mechanisms that would allow them to navigate that in a certain kind of way. And so they go through these different time periods, fixing certain things that would have been events that are not going to be events. So at a certain point in the future, it's at this certain fork in the road, the positive outcome will come out. And they working hard against these forces of evil. And it's stuff like they might go to a time period and there might be a situation where like one of the dope inventors, like your boy Garrett Morgan, who did the street traffic light in the face the gas mask. Mm-hmm. He might need to like do some electrical stuff to create a thing in this time period to make a thing, and they need the crowd to be held at bay. Martin Luther King will be in that. He'll start giving a speech about something. Even if these people don't know him, his oratorical skills are so magnetic and hypnotic. These people are listening to him in front of City Hall give this speech, and unbeknownst to them, while he got them transfixed, you got Garrett Morgan working on the such and such and such to do the reverse the such and such with the thing that they, the electrical stuff. Then you got like Nathan Hale or your boy Ernest Everett Just, or Charles Drew with the first open heart surgery. Like they in on it. Like they might need to go in there, and they finally got him and subdue the person with the such and such. Now they need him to go perform surgery to fix the such. Like it's a whole. They need to prolong his life by 10 more years just so he can make sure that he does. They got to go back to and they got to bring Charles Drew to do this. Like it's a lot of little, but it's gonna be a series, and Lewis Latimer and Tesla designed it to where even though they're in different time periods, they can talk simultaneously through time. Like even though somebody's in the past, it's a certain signal, and because it's this empathy-based technology that wants to close anything that's got a polar opposite. Empathy-based technology it's a thing that makes the two opposites become one, and so they apply that to a higher level technology thing, to where if you project the time and you got a visual of another thing, it'll make those two things join. So the visual plus the time are superimpose over each other, and it'll actually put the organism in that time period where it's a whole. And I got it the way
that got to be a series. That got to be a series
mechanism that allows them to talk, even though they're in different times, and they can discuss their plans. So when they finally meet up in that one time period, they got everything ready to go. It's like a special superhero SWAT team for outcome changes.
Like a Justice League.
It's a Justice League, but it's real people. Like superheroes is real, actual people, and their talents is the superhero skills. Like I said, like the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's, the Method Mans of Wu-Tang, like the whole gamut of like the Luther Vandrosses, it's the whole, like all these different people, like certain actors, they all part of the superhero team that got different functions in different time periods that create, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna start writing that one in the summer.
Yeah. You gotta start that one ASAP, man. You gotta start that ASAP.
It's gonna be some club. Like I'm gonna have to come up with some name where they are part of this club. It's like and I've seen things sort of like it, that what's this? It's this like spy one. These people that got these like, you know how like John Wick got the
Oh,
little
like a
gold.
007 or something like that. Like that's the name of the. Oh, what's the name of the other movie? Oh, what's the name of that movie? Something Society or something like that.
Like that kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know you're
That,
talking about. I know what you're
yeah.
talking
It's
about.
like them
Yeah,
kind of, it's like kind of a thing, except it's
yeah,
superheroes saving the world pretty much instead of
yeah.
killing off people for espionage purposes or whatever. It's just like that. They be having this society of the. I can't think of it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I've got the name of them. That's my shit, though. That's my shit. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like them kind of shits, but that's what this is kind of like. It's kind of like that. They all know who's in their organization, but everybody outside of them don't know that they are part of that, and they card carrying members, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
All right, now I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be dope. But yeah, it's coming, man. It's coming. I got a
Oh,
wild imagination, man. I never lost my kid imagination. Like it's
I
I
see.
got
As
it.
you shouldn't, man. As you shouldn't, yo. Like as you shouldn't.
So
Because you
it's just
still, like
like,
you said, all streams of income, and just you accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish, and still like that little kid in you still
yo,
didn't
it's
do enough
there.
to accomplish. Yeah,
It's there, man. Like so, I'm gonna write that starting in the summer, and by the time next summer comes, it be finished edited and all of that. And yep, it's gonna be it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
nah, it's gonna be fire. Anything else you want to promote?
Oh man, I think that's it. Just check Shy 90's official to check out which new shows are coming up for Shy. We kind of got a nice schedule going forward for the rest of the year. It's looking good. And peep the book out if you get a chance, so help support. And stay tuned for some new solo music and some new Shy music coming out. And that's about it. Thanks for giving us love over all these years, man. I appreciate it. I really do.
Yo, wait, one more. I didn't even ask that real quick because I was born in '94. So how does it feel that people that you influenced back then, or people who loved your music back then, now their children, even grandchildren, are fans of you?
It bugs me out. Like I'll be at our concerts, and I promise you, it's a healthy dose of people from 24, 25, all the way up through to the 55, 65. It's the gamut. And I'm like, yo, and the word, I'm like, yo, what you know about that? So that I feel good about. And then, when they tell me to go look at Vivo and I go look and it's like over 100 and something million views to the video. And I'm like, damn, it was just on 85 million like a year ago, So it's like all of that is letting me know, that people just like, this, and people all the time send me screenshots when this they doing it at some club or it's playing on the radio where they working out or in the groceries. Like it's always one of my songs is playing somewhere.
Yeah.
People keep it alive. People keep telling me, and I'm kind of do this accessible. Like people, if they hit me, I'll answer them back, and so they feel like they can hit me and let me know. So yeah, it's dope, man. It's I never got used to it. It's always been like a bonus. Like I felt like I was in a bonus part of the video game, like the bonus round of the video game. Like, this ain't real, but it's my life. Like, so I
Thank you
just roll
again,
with it.
and that's real rap.
Yes, sir. That's real rap.
All right, thank you again. This is me now. Let me end this. But thank you again.
No doubt, bro.
I'll definitely be at the show. I'll definitely stay in touch, and definitely good luck on everything that you got coming up. And you got to support it right here.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. All right, well, stay in touch, man. You got my map and all that. Boom.
I got you.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, peace.